Welcome, everyone.
This is Basement Cast. Episode 3. Three.
Yeah.
And today, we have our very special friend. Me and Edgeless have known him for, it's got to be over a decade now.
It is, yeah.
Close to that. When
But-
did I get here? 2011?
Oh, jeez.
10 years
That was a
ago.
long time ago.
Yeah. We have Captain Blue.
Captain Blue is with us today.
Yes.
Now, one thing that y'all should know about him, he is a United States veteran. He is a
It's
soldier.
actually not that yet.
No, you
guys
are...
serve in a combat
Hey.
zone. If you consider
No,
that.
no, that's a veteran of foreign war. That he's National Guard, which is an honorable service, and
Still the same training as, active duty.
it's exactly the same training. And I only know this because I went through it, most of it,
Most of it.
most of it. But
He threw bit him in the ass.
he's a very Slavic man.
As you can see.
Yes. Look at his monkey. He has brought us gifts of kravas and yushankas.
To keep our heads warm.
Yes.
Did I give you a Yushanka, or was that Phil I gave you
I think you gave Phil the yushanka. I could have brought mine.
I don't think I have one.
I wasn't here for Christmas. I was gone.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
I gave you your present.
Yes, you did.
I never gave. I didn't give Phil his present. I didn't give Devin his present.
So we're gonna start out by, what's your background?
Yes, what's your superhero backstory for us?
Yeah, like Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm not superheroes.
Okay,
Well,
what's
I
your
was a history
superpower?
buff when I grew up.
Exactly. What's your passion? What do you
Yes, what are you into?
I like fixing stuff, tinkering,
do? Tinkering.
vehicles,
Now you do a lot of model tank work, huh?
armor. We call it
Armor,
We don't call them all tanks because that sounds like you're playing with toys.
but it kind of does.
But
Kind of is playing with toys.
in Europe, it's actually a profession. So
Really?
yeah, it is.
So
A lot of people professionally model, and there's a lot of big shows with you can actually get a lot of money from winning stuff.
That actually sounds really cool.
That is pretty cool.
Now, how long have you been in the guard? Now,
I've been in about a year and a half now.
about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Shoot, tell us some stories. I want to hear some stories.
Yeah.
What do you want to hear?
It's up to you, man. Whatever you want to tell us.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you already heard this already, Trigger. But if Edge doesn't know, we had a drill sergeant in AIT.
I've heard this story so many times. Oh god.
Okay, we had this drill sergeant. He was an amazing drill sergeant. And he was the funniest drill sergeant we ever had. Even though he probably doesn't mean it.
You go night night.
You go night night.
Oh,
You go
that
night
sounds
night.
familiar.
Yeah, it does. His name was Drill Sergeant Chong.
Oh no!
And
It's so.
His first name made us laugh, and it was so hard the first day when we learned his when we finally figured out his first name. We couldn't hold our laughs back because it was. Okay, his first name was Gene.
Gene Chong.
Gene Chong, and
Gene
we
Chong,
couldn't
Gene.
hold it back. But anyways, every night when he told us to go to bed, he just screamed out in the hallway, "You go night night, you go night night now!" And he said, and he has this very heavy, Asian accent.
Okay.
And it was funny, but we loved the guy. He was one of our favorite drill sergeants.
Oh yeah. What kind of was he an endurance runner or for PT or was he a fast boy?
He was a fast boy, but
Oh, that's
Oftentimes-
racist. I'm kidding. Nobody cares.
No.
So.
he slowed down a lot and ran with the females because they had problems.
Well, everybody has opinions
Yeah.
on that.
Well, the new physical test really beat up on people because people who had were a larger build couldn't do the leg tuck, which is you put your hands on the bar
I know
and you
exactly,
put your
right.
arms to your knees.
Now, when I went through, it was still the original PT test.
Yeah.
So, which is really freaking weird, because and you and I got lucky because we had shark attacks. Like, say
Yeah.
if I were to go back in right now,
Well, now
it would be it's like a little Girl Scout camp,
Oh.
and it would be so easy, compared to because I think that the point of the shark attack, which for some of you that don't know, it's to mentally degrade you to a point where they can build you back up from the beginning, to correct all of the incorrect behaviors that you've learned. Now,
oh, interesting.
Angry Cops talked about that a lot, and he did not approve of it. As a former drill sergeant, even I approve of it. I'm like, oh no, the shark attacks do change your life. It does. It teaches you respect.
It does. Yeah.
It might be scary at first, but once you get used to it.
Have you ever had? Hey, you listeners out there, have you ever had, like 4 or 5 grown men in very good condition, very good shape, run up to you and start screaming in your face? Tell me in the comments below if you've ever been browbeaten by a bunch of sweaty men.
Yes. Tell us your stories.
No,
we're here for you.
I want to say that all drill sergeants are really good, but there is, that one oddball that just messes it up for everyone. And that one, I forgot his name, but it was like some weird name.
We had
But he was like satanic.
What?
Oh.
He had like
Didn't you
pentagrams. He had pentagrams all over his arms and stuff.
Oh.
And it was like, I was just like, we were all like, oh god.
Didn't you literally date a Satanist?
I don't want to talk about that.
No, that's fine. You can talk about it. It's a pretty embarrassing story for all of us.
Yeah.
Well, Edgeless is kind of a bystander.
Yeah, I'm always the neutral party and
Have
everything.
you ever had a girlfriend?
I have not. I'm the most lonely man in the world.
You're the best man here.
You're the best man. But see, I've been giving advice about the way that you operate as a boyfriend. Because
I think my problem is that they get too attached.
The way that you
Madeline, it's like they get so attached.
Yeah, fuck her. We're gonna say her name because who gives a fuck?
No, she got so attached. She couldn't text me. Like, she couldn't wait 15 minutes to text me.
Right.
And it was annoying. It's like 24/7.
And it was always sex, wasn't it? No,
that's what she always wanted to do. But I always said no. But I'm not gonna deny I had sex with her. But
why would you, dude?
I'm not. It's just, after I came back from basic training in AIT, that's all she wanted to do. She came back and that's all she wanted to do, and I said no, and she was.
I get it, bro.
That's why I dumped her when I came back, because she was like, that's all she wanted. And
she was pretty manipulative too.
Yeah, and she got angry really fast. At whether she didn't get her way.
The story of this is I look at it as a sexual role model in the sense of don't put out whenever they want it, put out when you want it. And then they will always be begging you.
That's not what I want in a relationship. It's not always about.
If you're a player,
if you don't want like a long-term thing,
you gotta find someone that has like good moral values. Madeline, when I first met her, at first she was what I thought what I wanted, because she was actually kind and nice at first, but then as she goes on, she just gets like bitchy, and that's all she wanted was sexual contact. And I was just like, no, I don't want to do that. That's not why. That's not me in a relationship.
Now, I'm sorry if that was
sense.
Oh, sorry, Edge. But I'm sorry if that was a little too personal for you. We can cut that if you want.
No, it's fine.
But like,
my parents are probably listening to this. My brother.
But I'm just I completely agree because of relationships I've had. There have been times, with this woman, Nevaeh, I really cared about her, but she would just act so childish sometimes that I just couldn't stand.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand to, bring her around people I care about. Because, she's like, oh, I'm just acting like a kid because, I want to live, and I'm like, I get it, but...
You gotta grow up sometime.
It's embarrassing.
And
it's so embarrassing for, a man who has gone out, sacrificed so much, gone through the ringer. He knows exactly what I'm talking about because he's been through the ringer too. And just to come back and have the same old childish relationship that you did before.
I really hate to say it, but when your girlfriend talks about their exes because they're previous exes that they hate so much, but they had so much,
time with?
So much, let me just say sexual time with, because that's all they pretty much did.
Mm-hmm.
And then, that's why I left. Well, that's also probably one of the reasons I had sex with Madeline, because it got me mad.
And you were...
It got me mad at first when she started, she actually... I really wanted to say this to her parents because I think they need to watch her.
Oh boy, are you about to start talking about what I caught?
Oh, no. Well, that too, but I was talking about...
That's a dangerous topic to bring up.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in private.
In the danger zone.
Yeah, in the danger zone.
So
let me just say that she was trying to get back with her ex. Well, because I didn't want to have sex with her.
Yeah,
and that's all she wanted.
What are you talking about when we were at the county fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so...
And also Caden, but
Yeah, fuck Caden.
Yeah.
He's such a little tweaker, man. See, Edgeless, do you have any input?
I have no idea of this story you speak of.
Okay, well then I'll help finish this off then, because... So, me and Captain Blue here, we went to the county fair, and he brought Madeline along because...
she wanted to go.
She wanted to go, even though it was just going to be a guy's day. We were going to go have some
this
fun.
Is like the
that makes
time I brought her
sense.
to the fair.
Right.
She just kept wanting to go back.
It was going to be a guy's day. It was going to be fun, because I had already brought Nevaeh. We had already done our thing, and she didn't have any reason to want to go back. So we did that. So we went there, and it started getting dark, and Madeline was just walking off as me and Captain.
It's like she's like, okay, go. You want to be here with your friends, and because we wanted to go on a ride, and it was like one of the not scary, but it was pretty fun.
Oh, it was fun as hell, dude.
It'd be scary. It was scary to her because she did not want to go.
It flipped you upside down.
But when we came back, she was with her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, she was hanging out with him on a Ferris wheel. That's not okay.
That is kind of sketchy.
I still remember when I drove off. I not drove off, but after we were done, we were driving back home. I was just mad.
I could tell. I was kind of pissed off at her,
I was accelerating. I wasn't dangerous driving, but I was just accelerating because I was mad.
Yeah, no, dude, I completely understand.
I can sympathize without having such experience.
Thanks, Edge.
Yeah, come on, Edge. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, that was kind of a depressing topic, but at the same time, it's a good moral story. Be careful who you love, because they might not love you back.
Yeah, make sure you know the person before you really let them in on yourself. Otherwise, they might use that to their advantage to sort of manipulate you.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. I feel that way.
Just live in a basement like us.
When I was in Olymp there for the riots, and
we got a riot story, everybody.
Well,
this won't be political.
It had nothing to do with the writers. They were doing their own business, and they never. There was only a few people that really protested at the events. But I'm not politically biased. I don't look to either side either.
Okay,
I have my ideals, but it's not a place for this.
Yeah.
I don't like talking about it a lot.
That's good. That's a very, very intelligent
but
thing
anyways,
to say.
when I was there and I got stationed at the front gate and on actually the side by the library in the Capitol, I actually got partnered up with this one chick she was actually pretty nice.
Okay.
And we all become friends in the National Guard and we all know each other. But she has a kid, and she actually said we were just talking because you sit out there for 6 hours doing nothing and just talking and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was talking to her about problems in my life and talking about how some girls are meant for people. And she said, if you find something you do not like about them, like something that's very against what you are,
yes,
maybe. If you know it's going to be a problem later down the road, you should probably just, say, hey, things are not going to work out. If something's really, I don't want to seem like a conservative a lot, but guns. I love surplus guns.
I'm right there with them. Well, actually, we were sorry to cut you off, but me and Captain Blue were actually considering making a channel. Called we were gonna call it it was gonna be like collectors. We were gonna do
I don't remember
some collecting, but it's gonna be super cool. You'll actually get to see what we look like, and it's just gonna be it'll be cool if it gets made. It's still in the project.
I mean, anyways, guns. I like the old, World War II, World War I guns that are made of wood and steel.
Yes.
And are very rugged.
Yes.
And Madeline, she hated guns.
She
hated guns.
She
that was
wouldn't
one of the
even fire.
reasons. No, she didn't. She couldn't shoot anything, and she was so scared. She would not want any weapons around her. Even though her stepdad was pretty cool, and I'm still.
It wouldn't have been cool if you knew what you guys were doing in her bedroom, though.
Not in her bedroom, but
Oh, really?
No.
Jay told me some stories.
No, I didn't do anything in her bedroom.
Oh, I know, not you, but, before I or even you found out about the incident.
Oh, okay.
He told me some story. That's how I found out. I was like, what the fuck? He was like,
yeah, that was the reason. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, I'm done. I'm dropping her.
And that was completely fair. And I think you forgave Jay before I did. And
Jay knows he fucked up.
Yeah, but he came to his senses and
he talked to me and I talked to him and I'm very forgiving if you know what you did wrong. And
I think he understands. But also at the same time, when I worked with him, I was under the impression that he thought you guys were already broken up.
Yeah.
So there was a huge possibility that her and Jaden were telling people that you two were not together.
I'm not gonna lie, but Jaden, I
liked Jaden. I did, until she became such a... I don't know.
I don't want to, bust your bubble, but, when I was...
All right.
When I was, hanging out with Nevaeh a lot...
Okay.
And we were friends. We were actually friends a lot, but we were...
You were getting... You
it was getting like that, but, after seeing what, she was like, and I was just like, never mind. We should just stay friends. That's how it should be.
There was more to the story, but that's personal.
Yeah.
Between us.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways...
Edge might hear it later.
Yeah.
I might know some things. I don't know.
Jaden says we were already dating before, when we were just hanging out.
Yeah.
Jaden's already saying, oh, they're already going out. No, we're not. We're just hanging out playing Minecraft together.
Yeah, I even witnessed it.
Now, I have a story about this Jade. Now, she told me that she was single, and we were going on a drive in my car, right? So we start, messing around after a while. We pull over, we start messing around after a while. And then, 2 days later, after all of this has passed, I get a message from Madeline saying Jaden and her boyfriend want to go hang out. Are you in? I was like, her boyfriend? What are you talking about? So unbeknownst to me, I had no clue. But at the same time, this is just a testament to how much of a whore you can be. If something isn't right, you tell somebody. You don't just let some. I don't know. It's a rough subject, and I stopped talking to her after that point because...
who I'm very ashamed of?
Who's that? Don't point at me.
No.
Don't point at me.
Your old ex. When we in high school.
Chelsea? Oh. I mean, I liked Chelsea so much. It's she got so dramatic at the end. It really hurt, But I
want to say that I'm still friends with her, but what she's doing,
Is she being a crazy blonde chick?
No. You haven't seen... Oh, she probably... banned you, but...
Oh, OnlyFans?
Yeah.
No, she's not on OnlyFans anymore.
She's still doing it. You haven't seen her,
Are you checking out Chelsea on OnlyFans?
I'm not.
From what I heard, she either got really skinny or she gained some more weight.
Those are kind of separate things.
Well, yeah, I can't remember which way the pendulum swung for her.
Oh.
But I know she was dating Charles Callista.
I don't think they're together anymore.
No. He actually came into the IGA before I stopped working there to buy some propane or something. And he had this goth chick with him. And I was like, this redneck motherfucker is sitting here telling me, oh, god chicks. In school, he's like, oh, god chicks, yeah, overrated. And here he is.
He seems like a nice guy. It's just, I don't think his taste...
He is not a smart man. He is... quite the opposite.
I never had a lot of conversation with him, but he was pretty cool.
He was a total meathead in high school, along with other people that I know. And, whether they like to hear that or not, because I know that some of their friends listen to this podcast.
His sister's the same grade as me, so I'm going to be seeing her when we have a high school reunion.
Yeah, but the way that you treat people throughout your schooling career really reflects on who you are as a person outside of school. Because if you want to be an entitled asshole, that, because where we grew up, it was very redneck. There wasn't a bunch of, rich, prissy kids. It was very redneck, and the rednecks were the jocks,
Yeah. something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
We did some redneck shit.
Me and you did redneck shit, but we didn't run around school every day.
We didn't burn out in the parking lot every day.
Yeah, we didn't have camo hats flipped backwards with big old hawks of freaking chewing tobacco on our lips. These guys, they were always over the top, and anybody who didn't think the way they thought would get their, their seal of damnation or whatever, because they were a bunch of backwards assholes.
That does sound pretty bad. Like, you can't have a discussion with them without them just always being right or something.
Right, exactly.
There was a few people in my school like that as well.
That, we need to get on a more positive topic.
Yeah.
We've been talking for a total of 23 minutes.
I know what's positive. Our first video is finally over 100 views as of a few days ago.
Woo!
Yeah. That's actually pretty cool, and we have 21 subscribers now, I believe, as the making.
Shut up.
One of them might have been Captain Blue.
But yeah, no, we're excited to bring more content to you guys because, of the 21 of you that are subscribed, this is fun. It's just a nice, weekly routine that me and Edge can get into. Talking to people, or sometimes just talking to each other, doing stuff.
Yeah. We'll probably change it up as well in the future with other content, but for now, this is the tastiest you get.
Okay, it's not that.
Break people's eardrums.
No, it's not gonna break it. I turned
You're gonna make people uncomfortable. Just gonna make that.
Now listen.
We're very uncomfortable.
Making people uncomfortable is the name of the game, bro.
I mean,
that's
we're
what
monkeys.
Rabbit
We
did,
aren't
and they had a
people.
whole, there was that. Yeah, have you ever seen Jojo Rabbit? Where there was the Nazi movie. It was about the boy growing up, and his mom hid a Jew in his.
No, I have not seen this movie.
No, it's a good movie, but it was meant to make you uncomfortable because it talked about the Holocaust and there were so many.
Didn't they laugh about shit a lot?
No, they Heiled Hitler a lot in that movie, and it made people very uncomfortable.
I don't understand why that makes people uncomfortable. Has anybody ever seen Inglourious Bastards? Has anybody ever seen, like, The Fall of the Third Reich? Come on, if you haven't seen these movies, it's called a historical movie.
Well,
even if Jojo Rabbit, I've heard, was a comedy.
It's only a comedy because it's just to appeal to the audience, the significance of why we don't, why the bad people did this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
like the Hitler Youth and all of that.
And, what was very untrue about what they taught the,
in the schools?
Hitler's youth.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Now, see, I think that, seeing somebody Heil Hitler, especially in today's day and age, man, what are they going to do? What the hell are they going to do to you? Man, if you see some punk out there Heiling Hitler, you got to walk up to him and kick his ass. What are you going to accomplish by doing that? Why not just be like, whatever, you fucking fascist prick, and walk off, Don't.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to, revive Hitler or something.
Yeah, he's not going to revive Hitler by sitting there freaking sticking his arm out like a freaking limp noodle.
That's great.
Like, look, I say live and let live, and whether or not they're, a lot of so-called fascists nowadays, they don't know half of what actually happened back in those days. They just, take these symbols as, a way to rebel against the world.
I think that is true.
Yeah, they don't understand the atrocities of the past. They'll sit there and wave the Nazi flag around, but do they actually understand what Hitler was trying to accomplish and how atrocious it really was?
Sometimes I think they're just joking around as well. But sometimes
how do you joke around with the swastika?
I don't know. People do that all the time.
Okay, so in Germany it is banned to own a Nazi flag.
You actually have to have a collector's license, I believe, over there.
I don't know exactly, but they actually arrested a guy, and in this guy's basement they found a Panzerkampfwagen. Sick. It was a panther.
Oh my god!
In his basement, with some other World War II collectibles, Panzerfaust, and a whole bunch of other stuff, Nazi stuff, and it was okay, what do we do with this Panther that's down here?
What do I do with this tank?
What do we do with this World War II tank? The tank was actually pretty priceless because there's not that many left. So,
yeah. I'm just surprised that this guy had one. You think he was a Nazi conspirator?
I think he was just...
You think it was just a collector?
I don't know a lot of the history. I just
if
know
you're
that
a collector, I think there should definitely be a psychological test to see whether or not you can legally own that stuff. Because, especially over there where it's so sensitive. Because, you know, over here, they sell it over counter. Like, they have, like, flags from frickin' the European theater that got brought back over. And they're all torn up and bloody and stuff. And they'll sell them for $20 at, you know, these frickin'... At these little antique stores. And it doesn't... You don't need anything special.
There's only one I've seen. And that was at a pawn shop down south.
I've seen a couple.
I haven't seen none.
You saw one down south?
There was also like a dagger and stuff. And...
Oh yeah, we did see that Nazi Nazi dagger, which I thought was really cool. He wanted like $500 for that dagger, and I was like, "Nah, man, I'll give you 20." He was like, "No way."
Maybe not 20. I'd see more, you know, about 100.
See, I don't see the use of having a Nazi knife though, because what the hell I gotta do with it?
It's a collection piece.
It is a collection piece, and I will say that my main focus in my military collective knowledge is more German based.
Well, you knowing me, I'm a major, you know, military collector.
Yeah, of course.
And surplus. And if you see my room, I have different, you know, countries and stuff. I got Sweden, even though they weren't even... They were neutral in World War II, but, you know...
No, they weren't. They were like, oh, wait, no, we're with the Germans now. Oh, wait, no, wait a second. They were neutral, but, like...
They were neutral, but they sold weapons and...
Yeah, they sold...
Arms. But anyways, you'd see I have my Soviet stuff. I got my German... I have a little bit of German stuff. I don't have a lot, because a lot of that is expensive. And I got some American stuff.
German stuff is extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Russian stuff's really cheap. American stuff is somewhat
It's in the
expensive.
middle. It's in the middle. It's not as much as World War II German stuff.
Now,
because
what I have a lot of is Italian stuff. I don't know why Italian stuff is so cheap.
Because...
I don't know why.
Because back then, that's literally the cheap way to get German uniforms. Because they were an Axis power, they literally, you know, shared basically the same uniforms with the Germans. And
because Germany and Italy shared a bed together, you know.
Yeah, I know. They were an Axis power.
Yeah.
And, you know, so basically, they were just like, oh, you guys need weapons and uniforms? Here, have some of this shit.
Now, I know, Trigger, you already know, but probably doesn't know, but I just bought a Chilean model 1895 Mauser that was made in Germany.
I did not know.
It's pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. The steering numbers are all mixed matched, and the stock is... but the bore is actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it works. It's not...
Have you fired it yet?
No, I can't... 7mm Mauser is...
It's expensive.
No, it's not expensive. It's like $25 a box. But,
how much is in a box?
20...
That's expensive.
Okay,
compared to a Mosin round, compared to 7.62,
compared to Phil's, $45 for 20 rounds for
that's what he gets.
6.5 Creedmoor.
That's what he gets for buying such a modern gun.
He spent so little on the gun. It was about what? He spent $300 on the rifle?
I don't like new guns. I mean, I like an M4. I like a good AR, but when it comes to anything else, I don't really care for new weapons.
ARs, especially the ARs from the 80s, they had problems with steel-cased ammo.
And jamming. They jammed a lot. Especially burst round weapons. Like M16A2s? I believe the A2s.
I am not an AR guy.
I believe the Yeah, shut up, you freaking AK loser.
Hey.
Get out of here. But no, I think it was the M16A2s that they used in Vietnam. That they were the burst ones. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have any source material up. But I think it was the A2s.
I don't know anything about the
I'm not. I think it was the A2s, the M16A2s, that they would jam in the jungle. One, due to
humidity and mud.
Humidity, mud, water. And also, it burst fired. So it was like...
It was a 3-round burst.
Yeah, 3-round burst. A 3-round burst, especially in those primitive times, was not perfected yet. It was either all or nothing. You know, the bolt would get stuck sometimes, and that's actually where the invention of the...
I've heard stories of...
It's been a minute. Hang on, the bolt catch?
The bolt carrier?
The bolt carrier, and then you have to whack that.
Or you mean the support assist? Well, they didn't have it back then.
No, they didn't
have it back then.
No, they invented it with the A3.
Yeah.
M16 A3. And then the M4 came along around 90s.
Now we're using carbine.
Oh.
Yeah. They're not even the rifle.
You talking about the M4 carbine?
Yeah. That's what we use all the time. We haven't even...
Are you sure it was an M4 carbine? Because I'm pretty sure I carried an M4 in basic.
No, we used the shorter barrel. We used a carbine. That's what we had all during basic training.
The M4 is the carbine.
At my cross, marksman ribbons, it says carbine on the chain.
Maybe you carried something else because we had the full version. We didn't have
the full version.
We didn't have the long stock or like the non-breakdown stock, but we did have the long barrel M4. It was like that
carbines.
It was pretty freaking tall, man.
It's not that tall.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It was this big
this
kind
long.
of thing.
No way. Ours was longer than that. 100%. I wish I could call my drill sergeant and be like, drill sergeant.
And you both call your drill sergeant.
You would hate that. You called your drill
Oh God, you'd be like, what? Who the fuck are you? You'd be like, nobody. You don't remember me. Hey, do you remember in Alpha 258? If we had the carbine version of the M4 or the legitimate M4, you're like, why the fuck are you asking me? He's like, leave me alone. This is my one day off a year. Trying to fuck my wife.
I think with Corona, it's like they had to rotate out for us.
Oh,
it was like 2 cadre members on duty, and the rest were off because of Corona.
All right, screw the military topic. You know, like we talked about it. I'm worried, people are going to lose interest if they're not interested in the military. So let's start talking about Edge. What do you want to talk about?
This is a very hard thing to think of. See, he's touching my monkey foot. Yes. So, yes. Actually, that's a good question. I've always wondered what is your favorite game? Both of you, what is your favorite games and why?
You go first.
Give like a 5-minute explanation.
When I was younger, Railroad Tycoon 3 was the shit.
Oh.
I loved to play that. But early on, I got into Arma. I don't want to talk about that because it goes back to military. People might not be interested, but it was a good game.
I loved Arma. I love Arma.
I played with Phil.
Arma 3. I want to get into squad. I want all 3 of us to get into squad. We could get Jay. We could get Jay. We could get Phil. When we get him a computer.
Now, the game that I've been playing, I have over 1,000. I think 1,500 hours in right now. War Thunder.
Yep, I knew it. I knew it was coming.
Love it. Love that game.
Shoot, what's my favorite game?
Yes, what's Trigger's favorite game?
Trigger. Come on.
Tell us, Trigger. Don't hold us.
I'm holding back because it's really.
Don't hold us in suspense.
In suspense?
You gotta play that realistic Battlegrounds.
I really fell in love with games like Doom. I fell in love with Doom. Specifically Doom 2016.
I didn't know existed until like a couple months ago.
What was that?
H-Doom.
H-Doom?
H-Doom.
Like HD Doom?
No, don't look it up.
Is that perverted version?
Yeah, I didn't know that existed until like a couple months ago.
Dude, they had those videos on YouTube, and they never got suspended. Yeah. I was watching Doom gameplay. Is
it because it's pixelated?
Yeah, I was watching Doom gameplay. They did that with Sonic the Hedgehog too.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I was sitting there watching Doom, and there was this video. It was modded Doom. I was like, oh, cool, modded Doom. And then, it was modded Doom, H-Doom. And I was like, okay. And I looked down, I was like, what the fuck? How is this on YouTube? How is this on YouTube?
How did this not...
And they did
that.
That.
Looking up.
And I'm just watching Doom.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally the Markiplier Doom Eternal video.
Oh.
And like 3 things below it, it was that.
Remember when we did Culture Fair and I based? You were gone.
I was gone. I was in
You were
basic
gone.
training.
You left. You left us for dead.
I had no choice, man. The army called.
Yeah, I raped you. It's okay.
Hey, I'm going back for seconds.
He's just got to get over.
But
it
anyways,
first.
you know what I really... Okay, so we did the Soviet Union for Culture Fair because it was a very, very
Very
culturally oriented
I'm
country.
still here.
But anyways, when we didn't do
Oh my gosh, we
Get out
have
here with that
we have
coconut.
coconuts now.
oh, no. Anyways,
Stop getting
Well,
coconut
you know,
all over.
you serve food at the Culture Fair, and people have coins, and they give you coins, and whoever has the most coins at the end of the Culture Fair wins. Well, Soviet Union, we don't give out coins, or we don't expect coins.
It is communism. You'll get what you get.
Yeah, it's communism.
You
But
have
anyways,
screwdriver and hammer.
Not down.
anyways, you get a ticket. You get a ticket from the bank, and it was for our stand only, and it said you get a meal and a side dish. And the meal was goulash, or the stew that was like all thrown together. It was like not the best,
Dude,
but
everybody loves
it's just to represent what people ate back then. It was like it works. It'll supplement you. It's fine.
Goulash
And
does sound
then-
pretty good.
The side dish was like a winter meal. It was that like a meat cake stuff. We break in a thing.
Alright, everybody, I will be right back. I have to go hunt down some things.
All right. Anyways,
Okay.
that was pretty good, and you give out the ticket. But what game really inspired me to do that? The ticket punch thing, and you gotta look and see if they have, they didn't punch it out or they had it punched out. Was Papers, Please. Paper Please.
Oh.
That game, I love that game.
That is a cool game.
Yeah, it is, and that's really inspired me to do. I took the tickets and you print them on Word document out in bold. So whenever you put it in the coffee water
Mm-hmm.
to stain it, like the old legal
So you
paper, to make it look like old paper.
Yeah.
And then I cut it out and make it, crinkle it a little bit, make it look like an old ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And they turn out really nice. I still have them in a box somewhere, but they
We'll
turn
have to
out.
show them sometime.
And I would take a star, like a star stamp, and had red ink. You dab it, and you say "ticket, please," and it was just it was the
That's so
best. We'd be
perfect.
wearing our. I think Phil was wearing. He was wearing a soldier's uniform. He was just wearing some Soviet soldier's uniform, and it was like a mess cook. Almost, he had to take off his uniform because it was like almost 100 degrees out there. It was hot.
Oh.
But I sat. I don't know how, but I sat in a Soviet officer's winter coat for 4 hours straight out in the sun.
In 100-degree weather?
Yeah, I wasn't that bad. I don't know how I didn't die.
Maybe it's because of your body structure,
Yeah,
What did you
I'm thin.
almost die to?
I'm talking about how Papers, Please really inspired me to do the Soviet Union thing we were doing at the Culture Fair.
I really need a screwdriver.
Yes, Trigger's just wandering about trying to open
Yeah,
coconuts.
he's worried about coconuts.
Hey!
Don't
Tell me that doesn't sound good.
It's getting coconut all over my floor, my basement.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. You just you get the ticket from the person who wanted food from you, and you look at it, make sure it's not stamped already, and you stamp it, and you said okay.
Now, this sounds extremely unprofessional, but do any of you viewers have a fucking screwdriver
And a hammer.
and a hammer?
I got a sickle in my car. I'm joking.
A sickle in your car?
No, I'm joking.
I was gonna
I
say,
have it
that
on my
might
wall.
work. That might work.
That's like a very old sickle that was made in Idaho or something like that.
work.
It was made from a village. When it says village,
It's
made
not
in village, it's
Ah.
it's old as hell.
Dylan, you lied.
Don't touch that. That's a dirty one.
It works.
You have to break the coconut.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta get the coconut.
But the lie with
Yes,
the
I've
coconut.
actually never had, freshly opened coconut before. I've had coconut.
I bought a coconut once, and I opened it up, and it was not the best.
I feel like sometimes they can be kind of bad.
I got a bad one. It was not sweet.
Don't mind all the sounds in the background. That's just true.
It's just primitive sounds of a caveman trying to open a coconut. Or
a monkey.
if you want to think about it, it's
oh my gosh.
What's the guy from Castaway who was
This is hard.
I don't remember his name for some reason.
Why is this so hard?
It's a coconut.
Who was the guy from Castaway?
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, Tom Hanks, but what was the character?
I don't remember his name, but I know the ball, Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson!
Wilson!
Anyways, he's trying to open up a coconut for the first time.
Hammer!
Go look upstairs. Get out of the basement.
Where's the hammer?
You are forbidden from us.
Where's the hammer?
Go ask somebody.
I got a machete in the back of my car.
That will do.
Do you actually?
If you have a machete in the back of your car, we can actually split this open. Oh, I gotta go. Fine.
We can't leave the viewers alone.
Hey, look. How about we walk away? We'll just cut this part out real quick, so that we can all come back and have coconut.
Can you pause the stream?
Yes, I can.
Yes. Okay. We'll be right back with you. You won't even notice.
Okay, so it looks like a lot of things got cut out there. Rip.
Question: do we have that saved?
Yeah, all the other stuff is saved.
Okay, hopefully it's saved.
Now
we don't know actually where it cut off at.
So we're gonna pick up back up from where we are. We were talking about being at Fort Lewis for a Boy Scout National Jamboree, and
I'm talking about the Civil War reenacting stuff.
the Civil War reenactment.
Yeah.
Now I got my went and talked to the captain of the reenactment unit, and he gave me like a bill of like it was like a certificate.
What it said was that
Mine
Captain whatever his name was 41st Regiment of the what was it, the Union or the they were
Union armies.
Yeah.
Some sort of identification.
Then I said the place, which was something.
Hereby enlist Private so and so, because that on mine I had like a big sheet said I hereby enlist Private so and so to company so and so for so and so many
but
years.
They ended up being like 3 hours away.
Yeah.
And
Which I would still love to go do that. We could do that now that we could drive.
I wish we were on like the East Coast where they have like the
where they actually have reenactments.
Yeah, where they had the World War II reenactments. Remember the October Guard
Oh,
over there? We have a lot of Soviet stuff. We could.
it's so cool.
Yeah, you get over there and
That's
they're
so
actually
cool.
like fighting out in the trenches with blanks and stuff.
Now, we could totally, get in contact with that Civil War unit.
But you know what we need to do? They cancel it because of Corona, but whenever it starts back up again, the Everett Tank Fest
Everett
on.
Tank Fest.
goes up in Everett.
Okay.
And do they have tanks?
They have real tanks. They have a T-34. They have
Mhm.
Shermans. They have one German tank. I don't know what it was. They
Okay.
have a lot of other stuff.
Okay.
And it's just a whole bunch of military. It's a big military collection.
What do you think about us three going and joining that reenactment unit?
It's so far away.
3 hours, that's good bonding time. That's enough time for us to all, have fun, on the way up there. Because, when
but think of it.
me and you
In
go
a
down
year-
to Oregon.
Next winter, I'm going to be gone for Poland. You already know that. I'm going to be gone for Poland.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go to Europe, so I'm already stuck going there. So there's nothing else I could do.
And we still have to wait for COVID anyway. We don't know when that's going to
I still think it would
going
be a
to
fun
be a
idea.
thing.
I think it'd be a fun idea.
And
I
if-
just hope everything goes back to normal to where we can, be
actually
humans
have
again.
events and do things.
Oh, that's not going to be normal for a long time.
Probably not. Even if COVID's not even much of a threat, I think that
Yeah, I'm not going to be
a lot of
worried.
people are gonna just
They're going to
stick
take
to what they've
advantage.
got.
They're going to take advantage of it. They're going to take advantage. Oh, well, I'm sick with COVID, even though COVID is basically eradicated. Not yet, but I mean in the near future.
It could be, yeah.
I feel like
people are taking their vaccines.
I feel like it's going to become a liberal fighting point.
Yeah, it could be something
if
like...
they vaccine all like the people who need it, like the old people
Mm-hmm.
and the people who are in medical. I don't really need
Yeah.
I don't see getting the vaccine.
Now, like me and you, Captain Blue, we were vaccinated for fucking everything.
Yeah.
Like I have enough shots in my body to withstand malaria. Like and all this other crazy stuff. So like I think that they need to prioritize.
Maps did that to you?
Huh?
Maps did that to you, or was it?
No, that was at reception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
didn't get the peanut butter shot though.
yes, I did.
You did. I didn't.
You didn't get the peanut butter shot?
They gave us the pills to swallow.
Dude, they just shot us in the butt with a massive needle. And then, like, sitting down for a week was like, eh.
That sounds terrible.
It was actually kind of fun because it was like, it was different. Because when you're in reception, you just go wherever they tell you to go all the time. There's no adventure. There's no, like, get your backs out, we're going for a rug.
No, they don't do that until they put you out where your unit is.
Mm-hmm.
But did you ever... Was the reception food better than...
Oh, hell yeah. 100%.
However, one time we had to go back there to get gear for something, and it was like one day. And this was like, not blue phase, but white phase.
Okay, so middle.
Yeah, we forgot gear.
Shooting phase.
We went back there for one day, and we had lunch there. And that's the only meal we had. You know what we had? Baby back ribs.
Oh, yeah.
Baby back ribs in the middle of the day was the best meal compared to all the other meals they served up there.
Now, I remember getting fish a lot, and fish always had bones in it. You could not eat it fast because you would get bones. So it was really tough.
We had the cordon bleu a lot.
Cordon bleu?
That was good.
I think I had cordon bleu a lot too. I like the Salisbury steak. That one was
never
really
had
good.
that.
You didn't have the Salisbury steak?
At AIT, we had a lot of cordon bleu. It was just really good, and I had it every single time.
You guys got to control what you ate at AIT, right?
Yeah.
See, and infantry training, all the way through, even AIT, we were told you don't get to choose what you eat.
They tell you that, but you don't know until you actually go to AIT.
But like the guys that I knew from AIT, they're like, no, because they're literally training because infantry, for those of you that don't know, are like the front line. These are the guys that are getting shot at, shooting at people, and throwing grenades.
Basically, us mechanics are also infantry. If we don't have,
Shut the fuck
if they don't have a role for us to play as a mechanic, we're basically frontline infantry anyways because we're trained the same.
Mm-hmm. But like down in Fort Benning, Georgia, they're sitting there and they're like, the reason that they don't feed you whatever you want, like you don't get a choice in what you want down there, is because when you're in a combat zone, you don't get those luxuries. They throw an MRE at you, you eat whatever the hell was in that MRE.
I gained 30 pounds eating those MREs.
Yeah, I could see that.
And it was not fat. It was like mass. I don't know where it went.
Boing!
No, it was not.
No, I meant
No.
boing!
No.
Oh, is that why Madeline wanted it so bad when you got back?
No.
I'm messing around. But no, yeah, it's just, I don't know, we didn't get those luxuries. We didn't get the luxuries of, and our drill sergeants did not calm down on us during white phase and blue phase. Well, for what of blue phase I was there.
There was one time I cried. And that was because my grandfather was in the hospital because he was getting a heart transplant because his heart was basically failing on him.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was in basic training, that was a big thing for me. And what was that? I fucked up. I didn't really fuck up. It was more like we got done with our chores we had to do.
Yeah.
And since it was in the middle of Corona or the pandemic, they were like, okay, well, there's not really much we can do because of Corona, so we're just gonna sit around and do nothing. So we had to clean the cadre area and the floor.
Yeah.
And the outside and stuff. And when we were done, there was the shitheads that didn't really do anything, and they were just slowly cleaning. And
You're talking about Blue Falcons.
Yeah, sort of. They were just shit.
Right, Blue Falcon is a buddy fucker.
They only care for themselves instead of their battle buddies.
Yeah, so basically whatever it takes for them to barely get by, or whatever they can do to place the blame on somebody else, they'll do it.
Here's the term to use, shitbags. There you go. Yeah. A shitbag soldier is definitely a term that I've heard. Yeah, that's what we had. So, that drill sergeant I was talking about that had the, all the shit on him, on his arms and
the
shit?
Satanist?
Yeah, he was the Satanist. He walked in to talk to our drill sergeant. And our drill sergeant was there because he was doing something else. I don't know what he was doing. But anyways, I was writing a letter home, some shit like that. I don't know. I was just writing my notebook. I don't remember. But I walked in and everyone else was just sitting around doing nothing. I was the only one sitting by the door.
You were?
Yeah. Everyone else was just sort of scattered around talking. There's only one person in the middle of the room sweeping because they didn't really do shit. And we sort of all harped on him to do something at least.
Yeah.
And so when we were done, we just sat around waiting for the next instruction for our drill sergeant. And so when this, same this drill sergeant walks in, he immediately sees me. He hates me after this, anyways. But anyways, he walks in. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing, trainee? Get the fuck up! Get the fuck up!" And he's like, "Why is there one man doing his only single job?" And we're like, "You was the shitbag that didn't do it, and we're already done." And that's what I told him. And he's like, "What do you mean you're already done? This one person." And we're like, "Sorry, drill sergeant."
Don't apologize. One thing, if you join the army, sorry does not exist in the army.
I didn't say sorry, but what I was like, okay, drill sergeant, we'll start cleaning anything. And he's like, "No." And then he just disagreed with me, and he was like, he didn't tell me I had the army values and shit. And he's just like, "Okay, who's in your family that's in the military?" And it's like, well, both my grandfathers were in the military. One was in the Navy, and my mom's dad was in the Air Force. And he's like, "Air Force, your grandfather isn't shit." And knowing that my grandfather was in the hospital, I fucking cried. Having a grown man cry at you and tell you that your grandfather isn't shit, and beating down on you and telling that your grandfather's nothing. And it really tore me up, and everyone saw it because I was already writing back to my family about it, and we were hoping, because they actually never had this before, the not a heart transplant, but they were putting a electronic heart in him.
Oh.
So it's basically a pump instead of a heart, and he has no pulse. But anyways, I cried because he's saying my grandfather isn't shit, and he stood there and just yelled at me for 30 minutes straight.
I understand.
And I came back, and he wasn't even, not the first sergeant, but the sergeant that was in charge, the drill sergeant that was in charge. He wanted to see me because I was upset. I was upset badly talking shit about my grandfather. And he was like, the same as drill sergeant, he wanted to brag that he did something right for the first time. And told a trainee who was slacking off, quote unquote slacking off, even though we were done with all our stuff.
Yeah.
He made me cry, and he just wanted to show off that he made one of us cry. And I had to report to the acting first sergeant because our first sergeant was gone. And our acting first sergeant just looked at me and was like, "What's wrong, Private Cook?" And he was like, nothing, first sergeant." And he's like, "Okay, go off and do your day." And he just didn't say anything else to the drill sergeant that yelled at me and stuff. So anyways, time goes on, and people are like, I had people there, all the battle buddies of us, part of they were there for me, and I really respect them. A lot of people help you up, especially when you're crying about your grandfather. And they were telling me, "Hey, report this to the not the priest, but
the pastor." No, I know who you're talking about. The chaplain. The chaplain.
Yeah, he told us to report it to the chaplain. I'm like, okay, well, and I wrote it, and then everyone. Well, I didn't know what. When I was writing it out, people signed the back. It wasn't my idea. They were like, "Hey, let me sign this," and
like a petition.
Yeah, no,
yeah, like they were.
Hey, they're like, "Hey, I got yelled at." Drill sergeant said some honorable things about my grandfather who served in the Air Force. It really upset me knowing he's in the hospital. I told him that I cried in front of the entire unit, basically. And, yeah, so people signed it back. The entire back of the chaplain slip was, like, just filled with signatures.
Mm-hmm.
And the chaplain comes by, like, 2 days later, and he's like, why was all the signatures on that? There's a lot of people backing you up. And I'm like, I just told him I was upset. And next thing I know, I told him the entire story over again, so I'm not going to go over it. But, yeah, I told him the entire story about what happened and how, he talked bad about my grandfather and told me that he isn't shit and the Air Force is nothing. And, anyways, later the day, who was it? Fourth platoon. Fourth platoon that was upstairs above us, where that drill sergeant usually goes, where his office is, right?
Mm-hmm.
They come down and tell us that drill sergeant, the same as drill sergeant, got bitched out by the chaplain about what he did to me.
Imagine getting bitched out by a chaplain.
Dude, and we
That's
were
gotta
like
be so
listening up in his door. So I went upstairs to listen. He was getting bitched out by the chaplain for saying what he said to me. So, because everyone backed up and people talked to the chaplain about what they heard him say to me about that. Because everyone's there. Everyone's just like looking at me.
Like, okay.
And, yeah, I was like, I didn't cry for the first 10 minutes, but as soon as he talked about my grandpa, I couldn't take it. I just started crying.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's one of my stories from basic training. And
it's a touching story. Because,
yeah, it's a good story.
Because I understand exactly how you feel.
I wrote to my parents. I wanted to tell them this, but I never got the chance to because they forgot about it. But yeah, if they ever listen back to this podcast, which I know they're probably going to do, knowing my brother's probably going to show them.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
But no, I have a similar story.
What's your story trigger?
Well, okay, so it was day one of basic training. I had already been in Fort Benning for 2 weeks, adjusting to climate and doing all that, yada, yada, yada. And I was having a really, really tough time that first day because
everyone does.
It's legitimately to weed out the weak. That's what it's for.
One more crevasse.
Yeah, I could go for another half glass.
I haven't finished my first half glass.
Now,
you don't want
No, I'm
spicy.
Okay. For now.
So I went in there and I was like, drill sergeant, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I belong here. I'm afraid that I'm, not good enough for the military. And he was like, how much you weigh, son? He didn't scream. I went into his office to talk to him. He's like, how much do you weigh, son? I was like, about 205 pounds, which is quite above the weight limit because the highest you can be is supposed to be like 185 or something.
All right.
And which, 207 pounds is not very heavy for like, a fully grown adult in America. And he was like, you stick with it and I will make sure that you can pass your test and that you can do all this stuff. You stick with it and don't worry. And he literally was like, I know who your grandfather is. Because I was like, wait, how the hell do you know that?
That's pretty cool.
No, it was really cool. He was like, served in the 70s to the 90s, Green Beret Ranger, 82nd Airborne. I was like, how the hell do you know? I didn't say that. I was like, drill sergeant, how do you know? And he was like, I have my ways. And but then that was also the first time that I saw he had a Ranger patch on. And he was 82nd Airborne and he had a Ranger patch on. And so, short story or long story short, it was, he really did teach me a lot of stuff. He ended up being an ass to me, but that's just being a drill sergeant and knowing who you're messing with, but it just didn't work out because, like, heat stroke hit me, and, like, there's all these other things that, really buckle your mind, make you bend and break. Especially, it wasn't even, like, browbeating by the drill sergeants. It's more of, your peers. Yeah. If you mess up even once in training, you are fucked. Like, I swear, you will not live it down until somebody else messes up worse. Or just as bad.
That makes sense.
Dude, when they figured out the tank I was building in my garage, because I was like, when you have a whole bunch of time, and we were in the middle of that project.
You left in the middle of the project.
Yeah, I was like, writing my notebook, what we need to do, the measurements, everything we needed to do to complete that miniature tank. Mm-hmm. And the drill sergeant, Drill Sergeant Lynch. That was his name, Drill Sergeant Lynch. The coolest fucking name ever.
That is.
We had so much respect for him. He was the coolest drill sergeant. And
almost Drill Sergeant Huff for us.
But they called me Tank Boy.
Tank Boy?
Tank Boy! Get over here, Tank Boy!
Okay, what I remember was that they were all talking, and when they found out the crazy thing I was building in my garage, we were building. And when they found out, they were all at the cadre table when he was talking to the other cadres about what I was building. Mm-hmm. And they were like, who's this cook? Who's this private cook that's building a tank in his garage? And they're like, private cook, please stand up. You, private cook, get up. I'm like, uh-oh. He's like, that is Tank Boy. You are now known as Tank Boy. I was like, well, fuck.
Hey, they called me Special Forces.
But I had some really good conversations with people who were also interested in the thing I was building. My bunkmate that was next to me. Not the person I was under, but actually the person who was across the next block over. His name was, I don't remember.
I can't remember. I remember level A because it was so close to my last name.
Yeah. I have it on my phone. I don't know why I still have it on my phone because I think I was talking back and forth to him. Oh, Rogue Skimsky.
Rogue
Skimsky?
Yeah, Rogue. That his first name was Rogue.
Now let's see here.
That's an edgy name.
My crowd appointed name because we're all going through the shot system.
Yeah.
And we're getting shots and everything, and they were like, "So why'd you join?" I was like, "Well, almost all of my family was in the military at some point, and I kind of want to try and go into the special forces." Go full time and go into the special forces. And then every motherfucker started calling me special forces the rest of my time there.
Didn't they call you Biggins at first?
No, that was just the drill sergeants.
Oh,
there was this one real southern drill sergeant who was like, "Get up the rope, Biggins! Come on, Biggins!" And I wasn't even the biggest guy there. I was like, I was like a solid range. I was hefty enough to carry around a M249.
How much did you weigh when you went in there?
When I went in?
Yeah.
195 to 205.
Yeah, I was 130. I was 130 when I went in there. I came out 160. Now
I came back 170.
I'm like 140 right now.
Yeah, I came back 170, and then I gained a lot of weight really quickly because I got depressed.
Yeah.
Oh. Depression will hit you weird.
See, I'm telling you, you gotta go in November.
Do you think I could go back? Think I should?
Yeah, you should.
Not like this.
You'll lose that. It's fine.
Dude, they're gonna go. I'm gonna go to MEPS, and they're gonna be like, "How you can't make that? You can't make the tape test."
They call it my step bro. My step bro and
the crackhead
training. No, he wasn't crackhead, but his name was I'm reading all their names. I knew them on like a first name basis.
What are you doing, step bro?
Oh, he always made that joke. It was funny. But we looked exactly the same, only he was more of a heavyweight. And we were both tall, only I was like skinny and he was like, bigger.
Barrel chested. Big guy.
Yeah, but he looked exactly like me. He had the same facial features as me. And we got called step bros a lot. And I was just like, oh my god.
Step opposite. I am stuck in the washer.
I'm stuck in the washing machine.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really miss.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good stories around here.
I'm telling you, you guys gotta like add pictures while this is going on and just to reference what we're talking about.
See, the reason is it's just so complicated.
Yeah.
It's extremely complicated.
I mean, we can do it. It's just
like even if it's just like one picture up there at a time, and it's just like, and whatever returns the subject, Remember, hey, stay out of those.
Is that your suggestion for us?
I'm just saying.
Mr. Blue?
Yeah, no.
You can put it down in the comments if you want to suggest
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away from
no, demonetization.
So low.
I used to play that song on Beat Saber a lot.
I feel sorry for the
it.
bastard that has to watch this to demonetize this.
It's just gonna be like, no.
Do I really have to listen to all of these?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the person that has to watch, the person working at YouTube to watch this and see.
Dude, I've had so many friends approach me. Like, one of my friends found it on his own, and then all of a sudden I got like 6 messages from high school friends being like, hey, what's the name of your podcast? And I'm like, it's the Basement Cast. And I'm like, oh, cool, dude. So-and-so was telling me about it. He said it was really cool. I was like, oh, damn, what?
Don't let him simp for it.
Yeah, no simps.
No. Homie, don't play that. All right, Dylan, it's your turn for a story.
Yeah, Dylan, we want to hear a story from you.
Okay. So, I think I've got something that you guys don't know about. Or maybe not much about. So, you know how I did NYLT back in the day?
Mm-hmm. I don't think either of us went to NYLT.
Yeah, I don't think either of you did.
I never did.
I wanted to. I was mad when they said it was too late for me to go.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, actually. And there was only 2 of us at this trip. It was like a week long. There was Jesse and I, who were of the same troop, and we were separated. Cool. Jesse's a cool guy.
Baby Jesus.
Yeah, it's an inside joke. Basically, when you get to NYLT, it's supposed to be like some sort of youth training, essentially, if you don't know. And it's a week long. It's kind of like a summer camp, but we went to camp. We'll call it Camp Bird. Okay. Yeah. And Camp Bird, we've been to a lot. For several things, such as like Order the Arrow as well, back in the good old days before Corona.
Order the Arrow when
we can still go.
I mean,
they're not having like physical meetings anymore.
Not right now.
Yeah, COVID ruins everything.
See, remember when we went out and just hanged out in that the Tim Dallin or whatever.
The cabin area.
North Korea, you better watch out. We're getting ready to start launching rednecks at you.
Alright, well, what was it? It was the business building where they had the rooms and stuff. Building. And we took the mattresses out of the cabin. We would put them in there. And then we would play on our laptops.
Hang on, wait, we gotta tell that story, but I want to hear your story.
Alright, okay. So, we'll get to the OA stuff very soon, viewers. But first... Away. First, some NYLT business. Okay, so basically the way it works here is they separate you in groups. They don't want you to know anyone in your group, so that's why Jesse and I were separated.
I heard about that.
Yes, it was...
It's very much like basic training.
It is sort of similar to that, I think.
Only because if you went there on a buddy program...
They'd split you up.
They would split you up, even though the recruiters would be like, "No, man, you guys will be in the same platoon. You guys will get bunks right next to each other." And oh hell no!